Hey guys, Jay here. Happy Thursday. So I didn't make a video last night. I didn't feel good. And I wanted to lay down and try to go to sleep for a while, but that didn't work out too well either. But anyway, I was just watching a YouTube on there. And today, it's the first day I laughed in a while. I was watching that Cinema Shogun. And he had a clip. There was a black woman on there saying people are going to be surprised, and you got black women walking out of the grocery store with a ham or a turkey stuck between her ass cheeks. And she said, and believe me, it's going to happen. God almighty, I'm glad I ain't going to that fucking Thanksgiving dinner. They were fucked up. I'll tell you what, Democrats won't budge. And 14 times they voted on it, and Democrats kept voting it down. Now they're adjourned until next Monday? The Senate is. So the only option they had was go nuclear option, but if they do that, it changes the rules in the Senate, which means if Democrats would happen to take back over the House and the Senate, they can pass whatever they want and push it through without one single Republican vote. And that's why the Republicans won't do it. But they just asked, there were some videos on there that Trump pushed it through, that he was going to let people have their money. But that's not true. I was just watching the regular news on there that Democrats, they're done. They're locked in. That Chad Pergram asked shitface Hakeem Jeffries. He said, what about next week? The Republicans think by next weekend they'll go ahead and pass it. And Jeffries said, Republicans are delusional. They've been delusional. So in other words, they're not going to cave. They'll keep it going as long as they have to. But I seen they also got troops ready to go out now because of the unrest and everything is probably going to be happening. Like I said, that's what I told my mom, do not order anymore. Do not do anything for the next few days. To see what happens. Because shit's already hitting the fan. They got video. There was a lady on there filming herself. She's still in the parking lot of the store. Come out, she stole spices and 2 things of short ribs, had them on her purse. She said, make sure you take the stickers off so they don't beep. I mean, these people are idiots. You commit a crime and film yourself and post it to the internet. Ain't no fucking wonder. Fucking idiots. Like I said, they need to stop with the threats and everything. I had one black woman on there, tattoos up and down her face, saying, you can do. I come into your house, take your food, steal your grandma's milk. Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. You ain't going to fucking walk out of here and you ain't going to take anything. I think they failed to look at that people aren't going to take their fucking shit. No matter who you are, what color you are, what nationality you are. But you don't fucking get on there and say, I'm taking everything. You need to keep your mouth shut. Look the other way, blah, blah, blah. They just arrested 2 black women at some store trying to steal steak and lobster tails. And shit, and the employees stopped them. They started beating up the employees. Luckily, they both got arrested, was charged with assault and battery, theft, and everything else. But, yeah, it's getting goofy. But the way they made it sound on there, that something happened, that Trump pushed something through. Even at that, they only got $5 billion, and that is for reserved for like for catastrophes and shit like that, like storms, stuff like that. But it's $8 billion a month is what it's costing taxpayers for SNAP. Now, before Biden got in office, there was only 17 million people on SNAP benefits. When Biden got in office, it shot up to 42 million because he dropped the work requirements. Not only that, but I don't know if you guys remember when they did the Afghan withdrawal. All them Afghanis running up on them C-17s. Nobody checked, nobody vetted, nobody nothing. They took off, left the airport, and brought them all back here. The lowest amount of money going out and SNAP benefits go to United States citizens. Rest of them go to Afghanis, Iraqis, Somalis, every different nationality except for us. And that's the problem with the Democrats. That's their voter base. They want them to be dependent on them. They want to come out the heroes so they have a voter base. They could give two shits less about the American people. All they want is power and to stay in power. And it's biting them in the ass right now because even the people that voted for him is turning against him. Now there's still a few on there going after Trump. We can't get Trump, an orange man, blah, 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 blah. Like I said, it was the same CR bill that Biden put through the Republicans signed with the Democrats to keep the government open until they could do something. The same damn thing. The same one Biden used, but now the Democrats won't vote on it. So they're the ones screwing everybody up. So tomorrow is Halloween, which the Senate, I guess I didn't know Halloween was a federal holiday, but obviously to the federal government it is, just for the federal workers, but or the politicians. But yeah, all I'm doing is closing all the blinds, turning the lights out, locking everything up. The hell with that. That shitty ass neighbor across the road. I said I can't stand him anymore. I mowed their grass over there for him all summer long when the boy that mowed it went and left and would go to college. And they were nice to me the whole time until their one son-in-law started mowing it. And after that, they wouldn't even wave at me, wouldn't look at me. So I moseyed down today to get the mail. And he was over there. He said, "What'd you do? Turn into a cheapskate?" I said, "What?" He said, Halloween decorations, no nothing. I said, "I didn't decorate for Halloween last year." He said, "Why not?" And I said, "'Cause I don't want to. That's why not." I said, "Christ, my dad died." I said, "Why would I go spend tons of money on candy to hand it out to a bunch of teenagers and go get a job?" And he just turned around and walked away. Like I said, last year, my dad loved when I decorated for Halloween. He'd come outside and sit with me. And he loved the little wee kids that would dress up and stuff. But he's like me. He couldn't stand the teenagers walk up with voices deeper than we had. Trick or treat. And that was the girls. So I just quit. Like I said, it ain't worth spending $300-400 on candy, handing out a bunch of kids and go out to McDonald's and make. Down here, McDonald's starts out, $15-16 an hour now? I'm going to go get a damn job and buy their own damn candy. But I just like Christmas and stuff. I'm not going to go hog wild at Christmas this year because the only reason I did it before was for my dad. This year I'll put the tree up and put his train around it, and that's about it. As far as the outside goes, I don't know, maybe I'll throw one or two things up, and that's about it. And I said I got that snowman that I bought. He's 20 feet tall. He actually is tall enough to where he is up over our roof when he's inflated. It's one of them blow up things. But he's huge. And I got a inflatable of Santa and all the reindeer and everything. It's like life size. So maybe I'll just put them two up this year and that's about it. But shit, I probably got about $3,000 worth of decorations and stuff for Christmas. Halloween, I got probably a couple grand up in the attic. But it's just, I don't know. Like I said, that's my mom told me today. She said, you need to get better. She said, I think part of your problem is depression. And I said, well, yeah. I mean, what is? Like I said, my dad's birthday's next month. Then Halloween. Thanksgiving, his birthday is the 24th. Thanksgiving's the 27th. So just like, blah anymore to me. I don't know. I know I gotta get out of the mood. Like I said, I did laugh today when that girl said that. I took a drink of water and almost spit it out all over the place. I can't believe the shit that they say. I don't know. The Melody, if you didn't get your card today, it should be there tomorrow, definitely. So, that's what they were talking about today, about the turkeys and stuff down there. There's going to be plenty of food to go around for Thanksgiving. Between the church cooking, we give turkeys and stuff to the homeless shelter every year, so they make them people a meal there. And then with the church, people come in and eat, and whoever can, the teenagers deliver to their house, older people and stuff. So that and the food bank will have their food tomorrow. So I'm not going to take it out on people just because I'm in a crummy ass mood. But yeah, as far as tomorrow goes though, or up until they get through this horse shit with this SNAP stuff, watch yourselves and be careful because I don't know. They said one video on there of a white woman walking out with her groceries, and some black woman come up behind her and pushed her out of the way, grabbed her cart, run down to her car with it, and just started throwing everything in the trunk. Like shit like that, I ain't gonna deal with. I said we got enough food here. I ain't gonna worry about ordering anything or doing anything for a while. But, yeah, just be careful tomorrow, whatever y'all do. That, and especially for Halloween, because you never know, there's a lot of kook balls out in the world now, but, like I said, supposedly they got the National Guard getting ready for any unrest and everything because of the SNAP stuff. See what happens with it. Like I said, Melody, that should help you out a little bit. And then we'll see what next week brings. So it's the only thing you can do. You can't depend on the government for anything. You got a bunch of yahoos in there worried about themselves. They're still collecting their paychecks. So they don't give a damn. So, I don't know. Alright guys, well, I'm going to get going. Like I said, I hope y'all have a happy Halloween, a safe one. And my dad always telling me, don't take any wooden nickels. Alright guys, love you all. God bless. Please like, subscribe, and share. Don't forget the damn likey button, Betty. And for any of you to get the idea of walking into Walmart and stuffing a ham or a turkey between your ass cheeks, please subscribe to my channel. Alright, guys, love you. Talk to you later. Good night.